massacre. Tonight, she's sharing her story only with Local 4. Good to have you with us here tonight. Lisa Marlin works as a teaching assistant. Her focus is reading and math.
Yeah, on Friday, she found herself right in the middle of that massacre. She was huddling with students, trying to protect them from the shooter.
8 boys, 12 girls, and 6 adults were killed in the attack.
President Obama will visit Newtown tomorrow. Tonight, we learn more about the victims, some heroes, and the investigation. We have 3 reports. Local 4 defender Kevin Dietz on the impact the shooting is having here.
Jay Gray has the latest on victims and the investigation, but we begin tonight with our Chauncey Glover and the local teacher inside that classroom. Chauncey?
Good evening, Sandra. Back there in Vinton, Michigan, a family sat and watched the news, worrying, not knowing if their loved one was okay. Back here at Sandy Hook, Lisa Marlin, she found herself in the midst of a massacre.
My primary job at Sandy Hook is in the math department, but for a half hour every day, I work in the lunchroom with those first graders. And I know 15 of them very well.
Lisa Marlin can't believe her little first graders are gone.
You know, I tell them to sit on their bottoms, and I give them forks, and I hear about their loose teeth, and I hear about their play dates.
Fond memories in such a difficult time. Marlin is from Vinton, Michigan. Most of her family is still there. But Friday morning, hundreds of miles away from home, Marlin found herself in the middle of a massacre.
2 coworkers and I got into a tiny little supply closet, and we heard pops that we knew were shots, and we prayed with all our might. We named every single teacher we could think of, and all the students.
Then horrific screams over the intercom. Marlin not knowing if the gunman is coming to her room next.
You know, I was scared. I was wondering what it would feel like if I were to get shot.
What happens next? Does it just stop and then you walk out?
No, we heard the custodian of the school running by. He was, it sounded like he was talking on the cell phone, so he must have called 911. He said it's still happening. We started hearing loud voices telling the kids to get out of the classroom. And at that point, you know, we're wondering, is that a policeman or is it the shooter trying to get us to come out?
Then a loud rhythmic stomping sound.
I just knew it was boots running down the hallway, and I just knew it was a policeman with work boots on or whatever they would wear, and I felt like it was going to be stopping soon.
The terror did stop. A SWAT team moved in and made the gruesome discovery. Marlin lost her principal, fellow teachers, and the little ones who held a special place in her heart. 20 children were found dead in their classroom.
I am very, very sad for their parents. They were all wonderful, wonderful kids. They didn't deserve this.
Now, thankfully, that terror did stop, but for Marlin and the rest of the nation, the grieving continues. We're live in Newtown, Connecticut tonight. I'm Chauncey Glover, Local 4.
And Chauncey, she has been through quite an ordeal. I know it's really early, but did she give you any indication? Did she say if they have any clue when they might try to restart school?
Sandra, tonight Lisa told me there is a special meeting tomorrow afternoon with the district. The district plans to meet with the teachers to discuss what's next for the upcoming days. Back to you.
All right. Our Chauncey Glover reporting live tonight from Connecticut. Thank you, Chauncey.
While the investigation continues, here's the latest information on that and the victim.
Detroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Tonight, the chief is back in town to face the sex scandal that got him suspended.
I have no comment at this time.
But Detroit's top cop isn't ready to reveal his side of the story. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Godby landed at Metro Airport just a few hours ago.
Couldn't avoid our cameras upon landing, but he did dodge some tough questions about those allegations of affairs and reports that already have him planning to resign.
Our Chauncey Glover was there as the chief arrived. And Chauncey, what did he say? Did he have anything to tell you?
Godby says right now, before he speaks out directly about the sex scandal allegations, he wants to sit down with his attorneys and powwow with them. But truth be told, this entire thing is all a big mess. Those scandalous allegations are out there. Everyone is talking about this. But tonight, the chief came back home to face the music.
Chief, what do you have to say about the allegations from Mrs. Roberts?
Police Chief Ralph Godby, fresh off his flight from San Diego. And boy, did he draw a crowd.
I'm on the way home now. I just got home. So I haven't had an opportunity to speak with an attorney.
From the gate to the walkway to the escalator, I chased the chief down, asking him that million-dollar question. Was he having an affair with Internal Affairs Officer Angelica Robinson?
Do you have anything to say about what she's saying about you all's relationship? I mean, she's making all of these allegations.
I can't make any comments because there's an investigation that's ongoing.
She was alleging you were there with the 27-year-old woman. Is that true, Chief?
I have no comment at this time.
But take a look at who we found getting off the same flight just minutes before Godby. Sources tell me this is the woman who traveled with the chief to San Diego for the police chief conference. Sources also telling me this man, Godby's chief of staff, was sent to San Diego to escort the woman off the plane after landing in Detroit.
Do you plan to resign?
Now back to the chief chase. Point blank, Godby's lawyered up, and the only one talking right now is the woman who blew the whistle on this alleged scandalous love triangle that has rocked our city.
What do you say to the citizens who say they feel let down? They had their trust in you, they were counting on you. What do you say to them?
Unfortunately, I cannot speak on that at this time, Chauncey.
Now, the chief, however, did answer one question when he was asked how was the weather there in San Diego. He replied it was way better than the weather here in Detroit. In the meantime, in the middle of this big fiasco here in Detroit today, we saw our 315th murder. We're live tonight in Romulus. I'm Chauncy Glover, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Chauncey. Well, tonight, Governor Rick Snyder is addressing this scandal. We caught up with him at an event in Dearborn. Take a listen.
But first, breaking developments in the Pastor Winans carjacking. Police know who they are seeking and say these guys have done this before. We're glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 5. We do know right now 2 warrants are out in this case.
And we've also learned new details about the people police are looking for. Let's get to our Chauncey Glover. He's on Detroit's west side. And what is the latest, Chauncey?
Good evening, Carmen. Very good news here this evening. Detectives tell me they know exactly who they are looking for because the suspects were ticketed here for loitering just hours before Pastor Winans was carjacked. Police are hitting the streets hard, searching for the 4 men who attacked and carjacked prominent pastor Marvin Winans, and detectives are on the suspect's tracks.
I'm very proud of the investigative progress we made in less than 24 hours.
DPD now has a warrant out for 2 men.
We have very significant evidence that we think places those 2 individuals in that area and are culpable for what happened to Pastor Winans.
Police say the men may be a part of a carjacking gang, and police know this is their hangout spot. As a matter of fact, officers responded to a loitering call here at the gas station just hours before Winans was carjacked. The thieves got away with Winans' wallet and his 2012 Infiniti. He was left with cuts and bruises and a horrifying story to tell.
The other one reached up, swung at me and hit me. He might have caught me here, and then the other one came on this side, and then the other one came from around, and the next thing I know, I was on the ground, and then they went to kicking me and trying to get the money out of my pocket.
And this man, he says just days ago, he came here to get gas and faced a group of men too.
4 or 5 young guys just lounging around inside like this is their hangout and passing weed to each other.
I'm Chauncey Glover from Channel 4.
We went to store owners to talk about these suspects' so-called carjacking hangout.
Why don't you get them away from your store?
I call police for any time.
So you do call police?
Yeah, police, that's their job.
And the owner there telling me at this point the only thing he can do is call police because he's afraid of retaliation. But since we've been here this evening, take a look. Not a lot of people hanging out here, just customers here getting gas. As for Pastor Winans, I'm told he did go to the hospital for his injuries. He has a broken finger and is recovering at home this evening. We're live in West Detroit. I'm Chauncey Glover, Local 4.
All right, that's certainly good to hear. Our Chauncey Glover, thank you. If you wanted to see our full unedited interview with Pastor Marvin Winans, just go to the homepage of